All right, welcome to our show this week. This is our Help Desk segment, and with me, as always, Joe McDonald, owner of A&M Digital Technologies, along with our producer of the show, Cena McDonald. So making all the stuff happen behind the action.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. All right, so each week, Help Desk, we discuss a new aspect of technology that people have questions about or you see issues with that people need to know about, and passing that information along.
Right.
So this week, what are we going to talk about?
What to do with your old cell phone.
Okay. You've covered a lot of topics kind of leading up to this. I know we've covered in the past how to choose between a tablet or a laptop, and then you were talking about the different types of phones, what to do with your old computers. So now it's time what to do with your old phone.
Right.
Give me some ideas of what the options are, of course, and I know you have a list of do's and don'ts with each option, but
right.
What kind of options are we talking about today?
Well, if you're like me and everybody else, you go home and you've got that special drawer dedicated to nothing but old junk, and you look in there, there's at least a half a dozen cell phones that you know you're not going to use again, and it's just taking up space.
You're just holding on to them. Okay, so let's assume you want to give it away. You have a child or a family member, and you say this would be a good time to share this. What's some do's or don'ts if you want to give it away?
Well, if you want to give it to your kids, it all depends on what you're going to do with the kids. I mean, if your kids are little kids and they want to use it as a toy, that's fine. Right. The only issue I see with a lot of people kind of forget about that, you know, that's a battery on the back of that phone. If it has a removable battery, make sure you remove that battery.
Right. Don't leave the battery in there around the little kids. I'm assuming, talk to us about why.
Well, you know, it's a battery, so it's going to have acid and stuff in it. So, you know, if it's a little child, you know, they're bad about putting things in their mouth.
Oh, yeah.
They could chew through the plastic, or the battery could eventually expand and bust. So,
yeah.
I mean, just take that safety hazard out of the way.
Right. So hazardous materials, even if you're right, the first thing that comes to my mind, they drop it, the case pops off, the battery's there, a little kid might stick it in their mouth, and that's bad news.
Right.
And, of course, the danger of rupturing and having battery acid and stuff go over. Okay. Talk about some other do's and don'ts with giving it away.
Well, if you're going to give it to like a family member, make sure that you wipe most of the phones, if not all the phones, have a setting where you can reset it to factory settings. That way, all the contacts that Dave's put on there, it's wiped. All the text messages Dave received is wiped. That way, just to kind of cover yourself, because if they take it and they lose it, not only is their information compromised, but the information you had on there is compromised as well. So
wipe all your personal information, protect yourself, and you talked about that in earlier shows, how to protect yourself. That's a great tip. Okay. What if you want to recycle it? You know, we see there's the boxes out going green recycling, where you go drop a box in. It helps out different organizations. We have one in our office.
Right.
What if you want to donate that phone to that organization so that they can have it recycled?
Just the basics. You know, most companies that, you know, in your guys' case, I'm sure that you deal with a company that gives you the money back. Most companies will wipe it for you, but just precautionary. Go ahead and just, you know, take a couple minutes and hit the reset button on it.
And just make sure.
Right.
Yeah, so again, protect yourself.
Right.
Before you drop it in that box to donate it, wipe it clean. Okay, what if, you know, you don't have a child in your family you're willing to give it to or want to. You don't want to recycle it necessarily. It's got enough value you can sell it.
Well, there's a lot, especially with the smartphones, you can still get money out of those smartphones, and there's a lot of companies online that'll buy back your cell phones. I know our business personally, we've dealt with people that, you know, have had old iPhones, and there are still some value, even if it's old to use. Somebody's willing to pay for it.
Yep. So okay, and then what if you're wanting to sell it? You find somebody you want to sell it to. What's some do's and don'ts with that, I guess?
It's just the same. Make sure you protect yourself as far as your data goes, because if I wipe my data and I give you the phone, it's your problem after that. Now, on certain brands of phones like AT&T, anything that uses GSM, you know, broadband. Right. With Verizon, they use CDMA, so they don't have to have the SIM chip inside the phone.
So the SIM card.
Right. On any phone that we buy from someone, we'll take the SIM card out and either give it back to them or destroy it, however they want to do it.
So that's part of protecting yourself. Make sure that SIM card doesn't go with the phone, because that holds information as well.
Right.
And I know if your phone breaks or something along those lines, it's the first thing you try to get the SIM card and get the information off of it.
Right.
Okay. What about using it as an emergency backup?
The federal government regulates that any cell phone sold in America has to have the capability, either when you take that SIM card out or if you deactivate it, whatever you do, it still has to be able to be used in emergency purposes. So you can take that phone and just throw it in the glove box as an emergency phone. So if you need to call 911, that phone has to have the capability to turn on and dial 911, and it will dial the locust 911.
So regardless of service that you may have that you pay for, like your minutes and plan
Right.
and so forth, as long as the battery's charged on any particular phone, it will dial 911 and get a hold of somebody.
Right.
That's fantastic. That's always a big help because you never know. If you get out somewhere, your phone breaks, you can pull that one out of the glove box as long as the battery's charged.
Right.
Dial 911 to get help.
Right.
Okay. And any last tips you may have about what to do with your old cell phone?
Well, with the cell phones always comes the chargers, and I always keep the chargers because either I have a new phone or just some electronic device that goes, hey, that has the same plug, so instead of spending an extra $10-$20 on that on a new charger, I've already got a charger in place that'll do.
And if you're like me, you break them or lose them, and you got to start all over. So
right.
Oh yeah, so you can save some costly trips to the store to have to buy a new charger.
Right.
And a lot of them use the mini USB.
Right.
I think, so okay. All right. Well, with that being said, is there anything else that we need to talk about what to do with your old cell phone?
Just protect yourself, and
I think that seems like the biggest tip. Reset that phone.
Right.
Get your personal information off there regardless. And I really like the child safety tip you're throwing in there. If it's a little child, get the battery out of there.
Right. And that's the thing. A lot of parents go, oh yeah, Johnny likes to play with the phone, so here, have at it. Which is fine. Just be sure to take that battery out.
Right, get the battery out of there. Safety first, and then protect yourself by getting the SIM card out and restoring it to the factory settings. Okay, well that's great. Again, A&M Digital Technologies bringing the latest technology news and information here to the show. How do people get a hold of you? If they have any questions, they're not sure about their options, not sure about the value of a phone, what they should sell it for, how do they get a hold of you?
Give us a call at our offices at 304-927-3588 or visit our website at amdigitaltechnologies.com.
All right, sounds great. And if you're like me, be your friend on Facebook.
Yeah, like our page on Facebook.
Like your page, and then you get to see the daily specials coming through.
Right.
And I like the daily specials. That's always good because stuff pops up and you're like, oh yeah, I do need a new printer.
Yeah.
Or I've been thinking about a new computer, and you're throwing them out there at ridiculously cheap prices.
Right.
So, and it's a hometown business. So, talking about being a hometown business, we just wrapped up our 6 weeks of fitness programs.
Yeah.
A&M Digital Technology sponsored our local fitness basketball program at the elementary school. We had 50 K through 4th grade students coming twice a week to exercise hard for an hour and learning basic basketball fundamentals. What'd you think? I know you guys made some trips out there and got to see them running around.
Yeah, we stopped out and...
You didn't call a foul on anybody.
No.
I was waiting. Foul!
There was more kids than us, so I thought, let's let them play and have a good time.
Yeah, so that's great. Supporting local businesses, supporting our kids and our communities. So keep that in mind, folks. If you need to buy something, especially technology related, look at A&M Digital Technologies first. Shop local, support local. And if you have any questions, problems, concerns involving any of the technology, look at the past shows. This is episode 14 or 15, maybe.
I believe 14.
It's up there. So you're getting a lot of good information out there, and this is all free information to get out there, so support the local business. Again, thanks Joe and Cena McDonald, who produce all our shows and then lead this show in the help desk.
Don't forget our new podcast.
And talk a little bit about that, just as a in part. New and exciting news. I know we did a small show on it, but reaffirm that.
Well, last week we announced our new podcast. Not only do we do the live shows and we do the YouTube, but now you can take us with you. Yep,
get in iTunes. We're in podcast now. Courtesy of Joe and Cena McDonald with A&M Digital Technologies, taking us to the front of the technology wave. We're there doing podcasts.
Yeah.
So you can listen to all these help desks right in a row.
Right.
On a long car ride. We have 5 minutes outside with Kale. Grace is doing Taifu updates. We have some patch updates, so you can get a lot of information packed into some podcasts.
Right. Right now we're working on getting caught up on all the early shows. So to see the early stuff, it's already out there, so you can see.
We've gotten better every week, so you might want to just stick with the late stuff. I'm joking. We've had a lot of good shows, and I'm sure the blooper reel is going to be all right.
Oh, we've got plenty to work with there.
So I have at least 2 good blunders a day when we do our shows. So
we're going to do that, and then we've actually got each of the individual shows. Once we get everything live on that, we're going to work on the individual shows. Taifu's going to have their own channel, Kale's going to have his own channel, JD's going to have his own channel, and then Help Desk will have its own channel.
That's awesome. So the crazy part is, or at least crazy for me, is that here in a small rural town, Spencer, West Virginia, your business is taking communication to the next level.
Yeah.
And that's how things happen. That's how we advance. That's how our community grows. So it's fantastic. So thanks for all you and Cena do. You guys are definitely driving this ship and putting us to the forefront of technology.
We're excited to do it.
So, all right, as we roll into springtime, again, this is a help desk episode with Joe McDonald and Cena McDonald from A&M Digital Technologies. Make sure you tune in next week, and if you have any ideas for any shows, contact Joe or Cena, and if they use your idea, they give you some free stuff.
And we've actually had a couple of submissions come in, so you never know.
Next week might be the week.
There you go.
Get another topic up here and give away some more prizes. So this is awesome. All right, well, we'll see you guys next week. Be sure to tune in. This is Help Desk, A&M Digital Technology sponsored shows, and we'll catch up with you later.
Thank you.